Okay, today we're going to be talking about the Fender wide range humbucker, specifically the imitation wide range humbucker that Fender and Squier have been putting in the majority of their 70s reissue guitars that use this type of pickup for many, many years. What we're going to be looking at today is whether one easy mod, simply removing the tone pot from the neck pickup, can improve this enough to make it a keeper. We're looking at trying to make it a little chimier, a little airier, a little bit more open sounding. A little bit of background: Fender started the wide range humbucker in the 70s. It was made with cuneiform magnets made out of copper, nickel, and iron. Those went out of production in 1981. And then when Fender started reissuing these 70s style guitars, including the Telecaster Custom, which is what we have here, the 70s thin line, frequently known as the 72 thin line, the 70s Telecaster Deluxe, which had two quote-unquote wide-range humbuckers like the 72 thin line. All of those were using essentially faux wide-range humbuckers. They were just regular humbuckers in a larger casing made to look like a wide-range humbucker, which again is what we have here today. Now we're in 2024. A couple of years ago, Tim Shaw at Fender reissued the original cuneiform design. You can get those. They're super expensive. If you want to get them in a production guitar, you can get them in the American Professional series 70s reissues. But all of the others, the Fender Vintera, the Squier, including the Starcaster, again, the thin line, the Deluxe, the Custom, they all have what I think is a pretty decent humbucker, but it's not a wide range humbucker. It's just made to look like one. And if you stick around, I will have sound comparisons at the end for the before and after. Okay, so we've got the guitar apart. You can tell the tone pots by the capacitors. Every guitar's wiring is going to be different. In this case, there's a single wire coming from the neck pickup volume pot to the neck pickup tone pot. We're just going to disconnect that. That's it. You can solder it or you can snip it. Either way works. Kind of depends on how all in you're going on the project. I'm going to snip this one. And that's it. So it's a good idea to, after you're done snipping, especially if you're not all in and you think you might reconnect it, to just put some electrical tape around this, which is what I'll do now. And again, if I don't like the mod, I can just solder these back on. So as with any time you mess with the guitar's electronics before you restring, it's always good to plug it in and do a little tap test. Make sure that every position is working the way it should. Looks like we're good to restring. Okay, just so you can see the signal chain today, we're running into a SuperBlock UK by Quilter. We're on the Vox AC30 Top Boost channel. I've got all the pedals turned off except for a tiny bit of flashback delay. We're running into an oversized 1x10 cabinet with a Fat Jimmy C1025 speaker. Okay, so I just listened back to those sound samples, and I hope you can hear what I can hear, which is that there is a change, but that it is subtle. It's mainly in the low mids and the low end. There is a little bit more openness there. It is slightly less woolly, less woofy than the stock pickup with the tone control attached was. But it is a small change. So if you're reading on the gear forums, as you will read, people raving about this mod, that it's going to change your life and make a mediocre pickup sound like heaven. I would not believe those people based on this experiment today. However, if you're someone who does not use the tone control on the neck pickup, which I do not, then it's totally worth doing. It's free, super fast, it's reversible. So there's really no harm in doing it. If, on the other hand, you're one of these people that likes the so-called Clapton woman tone of rolling off the tone on the neck pickup, then this clearly isn't for you. Some other things you can try: if you don't want to disconnect the tone pot, replacing the volume pot with 500 or 1 meg, because a lot of these, this is a Squier Classic Vibe, a lot of these come with 250K tone pots, which for a humbucker is not the right match. And they're also mini pots, they're not full size. I was going to do that today as well, but I wanted to see which mod made the most difference, so maybe I'll revisit that. But I think of the two, the reason I did the tone control one first, my suspicion, and please experts weigh in the comments, but my suspicion is removing the tone pot from the circuit entirely, which is removing a lot of resistance, is going to make a bigger change on your tone than just changing the value of the volume pot. So kind of a mixed result today, other than, again, since it's free and quick and easy, why not if you're not using it? Either way, hope this was helpful for folks today. Please leave comments and questions below, and thanks as always for joining me.